everyone, Linda Miliazzo here. Today we're here in our fourth and final video in our series where we've been breaking down the relevant parts of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2020 and what it means to you. Up until now, we've focused on the individual tax credits that might impact you, all of which have had to do with green energy. In our final video, I'll be giving some highlights of other provisions of the Act. So let's get started. The Inflation Reduction Act is essentially a slimmed down version of the Build Back Better bill, which aimed to make historic investments in our nation's social safety net. The new bill makes the largest investment in combating climate change in U.S. history, which we've seen from our previous videos. Additionally, it raises taxes on corporations and lowers the cost of certain prescription drugs, in addition to a few other things. Here are some of the big provisions remaining in the Act. First, we have some provisions relating to corporate taxes. These include the creation of a 15% minimum tax rate on corporations with at least $1 billion in income. Also, corporations that repurchase stock over a certain amount during the year will be faced with a 1% excise tax. So quick question here. If we increase costs to businesses, do you think our prices on goods and services are going to go up, or do you think they're going to go down? I'll leave it to you to think about the answer to that question. This next one we've probably all heard about. It's the additional funding for the IRS. The IRS has been sounding the alarm for years about being underfunded and being unable to deliver on its duties. This act appropriates approximately $79 billion in additional funding for the IRS over the next 10 years, and the funds are to be split between enforcement at the tune of $46 billion, operations, business systems modernization, and taxpayer services. Now, the IRS is to be preparing a plan showing how it expects to use this additional funding. In the meantime, the Congressional Budget Office has estimated that the IRS enforcement funding will increase federal tax revenues by approximately $204 billion through 2031. Wow. One of the most significant provisions of the Inflation Reduction Act, however, will allow Medicare to negotiate the price of certain prescription drugs, bringing down the price beneficiaries will pay for their medications. Medicare recipients will have a $2,000 cap on out-of-pocket prescription drug costs per year, starting in 2025. Better late than never, but now we're talking. If we can see some things that will directly impact our out-of-pocket expenses, that would be great. But time will tell how this will affect overall costs. Last but not least, they threw in an Affordable Care Act, or ACA, subsidy extension. Currently, medical insurance premiums under the ACA are subsidized by the federal government to lower premiums. These subsidies, which were scheduled to expire at the end of this year, will be extended through 2025. And while its name claims it will tame soaring inflation, estimates show that the bill likely won't do much to pull down the inflation rate. But it remains a significant piece of legislation that accomplishes some initiatives that have been mired in congressional debate for decades. That's it for our four-part series on the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Hopefully you've learned some things throughout our series that can help you take advantage of the parts of the Act that may directly impact you. Be sure to visit the Inflation Reduction Act page on our website. Check back often for updates, and please subscribe to our social media profiles at PFGKC on each to get daily updates on important topics. And if you have topics that you'd like to see us cover in the future, let us know. For now, have a blessed day and enjoy the rest of your week.